Hello, my friends. This is going to be a video about how people pretty much exist in Ultimatist. There are three physical bodies, which I'll go into detail about each one. Mind you, this is probably going to be a shorter video than the Chukujing video, because when it comes to blades, I'm obsessed with swords. Okay, I'm obsessed with weaponry and swords. I'll be honest about that. But this one is about your physical being in the universe. For example, there is the mortal body. The mortal body is your literal physical existence to the mortal plane. So, meaning this desk that you're on, this bottle is connected to the mortal plane, your face, these glasses. Oh God, I'm blind. So on and so forth. This coffee here, uh, so on and so forth. Everything attached to the mortal plane is mortal. So it's pretty much your physical attachment to the living plane. Um, your spiritual body. I made a brief recap of what a spiritual body is, but I'll go ahead and say everything about it this time as well. A spiritual body is pretty much your personality. It's who you are. So, let's say you have misjudged feelings, like you feel upset, you feel angry, your feelings, and you're pissed off. Your spirit reacts to that. That's what your spirit is. So when you're pissed off, your spirit's pissed off. It's the same thing. So when someone takes, let's say you say out of body experience, like someone pushes you out of your body, that's your spirit. That's your spiritual connection to your body that's thrown out. So meaning, if someone were to take your spirit out of your body would still live. You'd pretty much be brain dead. Your spirit is, in simplistic cases, your brain. Um, so that was fun. That was not a video cut, by the way. That was just my light going out and back on. Yay! I think some spirits are listening to me right now, and they don't like me explaining their existence. No, I'm just kidding. But the spirits and all that are unique on their own right, because spirit is also where your willpower comes in. Which the spirit with willpower is pretty much a contemplation, because the more willpower you have, the more it can actually push your soul further. Um, and so on and so forth. So the spirit has a power that was never meant to be created. It just willed itself into existence, quite literally in this extent. Um, so then we get to the soul body. The soul body is complicated because every being has a soul, which your soul is a giant mass of energy. It's pretty much a giant mass of energy everybody's attached to, that people are attached to. So your soul is your unique soul, but it's also uniquely connected to your spirit. So to put example of what your soul basically is, your soul is basically a giant lump of energy. To put it simply, it's basically a giant ball of energy. This energy is unique to every person. It can be similar, like similar extent. Like many people can probably have this a similar. Oh, my soul is destruction based. Souls are put into similar categories. Like 7 categories, which the 7 categories are destructive, creative, uh, what was it? Divine, dark, or well, light, dark. Uh, what was the first one? Physical, mental, and the last one, if I remember correctly. What was the last one? The last one is kind of weird. I believe I called it mystery, like mysterious, because the soul wasn't really fit any of the categories. It's from the one category it doesn't fit into any. Uh, for example, the warp rift ability that Genesis has would probably be his soul would probably be considered. Uh, you would think it'd be dark. You think it'd be or light. But no, it's actually considered mysterious or yeah, pretty much. It's probably gonna be more mysterious than anything. Because it's able to take you from point A to point B. It can also do many different types of rifts, which does not conflict, which can be destructive. It can also be creative. So it can't be in just one of those categories. So it goes to mysterious. Um, Genesis, not Genesis. I just talked about Genesis. Amelia's ability, for example, her blood manipulation. I would say that would be probably more creative than destructive. And yes, I know that she could create a blood spear and destroy something with it, but the blood spear, it's creating this blood spear itself is creation. The ability itself is to create, it's not to destroy. You're using what you created to destroy, but you're not destroying something with your innate power. Um, let's see. Let's say Bakudo is a good example. Bakudo. He is a perfect example for this, actually. His ability to just pretty much combustion, his sweat explodes. That would be destructive. Because the ability is literally meant to explode. Well, technically, it's his sweat that explodes, but it's still its main thing is to destroy things. That's what it's made to do. It's made to explode and blow up, and all that. A good sign of creation would be Amelia's blood creation. She's able to create objects out of blood and throw it at people and do shit like that. So that's a destructive example. That's a creative example. That's a mysterious example. Now there needs to be a light, a dark. There's two others I did. Was there 7 or was there just 5? I don't remember anymore. I just said the other 2 as well. Anyway. Regardless, the light and dark example is pretty self-explanatory. If you're necromancing something, that's dark. Even though you're technically creating something, you're not creating something, you're bringing something back from death. That's different. That's considered dark in nature. The prince's shadow ability, or Masume's shadow ability, for those that were with us with Fate, would be a dark aspect ability, because he's literally using shadows and darkness to be able to do stuff with. Light ability would be kind of like a good idea is maybe from One Piece example, or if you want to go by that idea, it could be King Arthur's, which is pretty much becoming light. You're literally able to translucent into light, or you can create light, or it'd be something like maybe you can heal, or you're able to heal someone, you're able to fix wounds or cure someone from a disease. Those would be considered light or divine, because it's a form of pretty much you're not creating anything, but you're restoring things to its proper order. So those are example of light and dark. Souls are again wild and weird, because they're normally composed of energy, of pure energy, and the other things your soul can do. There are the things called soul sinks. Soul sinks I'll make a separate video for, because it's complicated on its own right as well. Which I'll explain the different forms of soul sink and all that, which, yeah. But in general, to conclude this, the 3 bodies are your mortal body, which is your physical body, spiritual body, which is your personality and pretty much who you are, your soul body, which is pretty much your energy and your connection to the universe and your connection to magic. So yeah, that's pretty much the 3 physical connections you have to the universe in Ultimate Disc. Haha! See you in the next video, boys.